Good day everyone! Hello and welcome to another exciting video from our YouTube channel Tesla Vibes. In today's video, we discuss Tesla's offer of a cheaper battery for the Model 3 and Y. What are the differences? Model 3 and Model Y battery chemistry has changed, and here's what it means. Here's why it's significant. Tesla quietly introduced a new, less expensive battery chemistry. But before we get into the details, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you never miss a video from us. So without further ado, let's take a look. Tesla announced in late August that it would allow electric car buyers who had ordered a Model 3 Standard Range Plus to receive their vehicle sooner. In the same month, it was revealed that orders for less expensive Model 3s would not be fulfilled until 2022. The same was true for Tesla Model Y Standard Range models. Tesla renamed the Standard Range models, which are now simply known as rear-wheel drive, last month. The new option will allow Tesla to deliver its least expensive Model 3 cars faster at a cost of only 10 miles less in EPA range ratings, 253 miles versus 263 miles for the same price. As a result, it may be able to shift more of its traditional battery packs to the popular Model Y compact crossover. Until this summer, all Model 3 and Model Y vehicles sold in North America were powered by Tesla's Nevada Gigafactory batteries, which have thousands of small cylindrical cells and nickel-cobalt aluminum or NCA chemistry. The new pack not only employed a different chemistry known as lithium iron phosphate or LIFP, but the cells themselves were prismatic, implying that the contents of the battery casing were completely different. The substitute pack is hardly a newcomer. In China, prismatic-cell battery packs are by far the most common. It's used in all standard range Tesla models built at the company's Shanghai factory. As noted by analysts and Tesla owners, the Chinese factory also exports lower-end Tesla models to Europe. Tesla predicted the shift during its Battery Day event in September when CEO Elon Musk hinted that the company might use LIFP for lower-cost models as it works to reduce the amount of expensive cobalt in its cells, as GM has done with 70% less cobalt in the upcoming Ultium cells developed in collaboration with LG Chem. It'll try to incorporate more nickel into future chemistry. LIFP cells have a lower energy density than nickel and cobalt base cells, though the difference is smaller now than it was a few years ago. Furthermore, the ability to charge LIFP batteries to 100% of usable capacity compensates for the 4% decrease in EPA-rated range, whereas the recommendation for NCA packs is to recharge to no more than 90% in most cases. As a result, for many buyers, the trade is essentially a wash. But aside from being able to deliver more cars faster, why would Tesla offer a lower-range battery? The company built its reputation early on by selling EVs with significantly longer ranges than competitors. Aside from a lower-cost Model 3 sold only in Canada with a range of 94 miles, only one other Tesla ever sold had a range of less than 160 miles, and that range was delivered only by a single version of the Model S that proved so unpopular that it was discontinued within months. The answer lies in the complex interplay of battery metal supplies, cell production constraints, and China's ambition to dominate global sales of electric vehicles. Cobalt is used in nearly all of the battery cells in EVs sold in North America. A long range is required, and cobalt cells are simply more energy dense. Cobalt is also in high demand, is becoming increasingly expensive, and comes from some extremely risky sources. Furthermore, China has made a concerted effort over the last 2 decades to secure the largest share of global cobalt and controls a sizable portion of the processing capability that converts cobalt metal into materials that can be used in batteries. A recent 2-part series in the New York Times delves into global politics, international intrigue, and surging global demand. Iron ore, on the other hand, is far less valuable, can be found on every continent, and has been a global commodity since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. According to some EV analysts, as all battery chemistries improve in energy density, there will be a bifurcation in available batteries. LIFP will be used in lower-range models and lower-cost entries, while more luxurious and longer-range EVs will stick with more expensive cobalt chemistries. If that happens, Tesla could be a trailblazer in this field. It's now the first company selling EVs in large quantities to offer LIFP-powered electric vehicles in the United States, but it won't be the last. To put things in perspective, the Model 3 factory has only produced about 25,000 units in its best months, or about 800 units per day. We're talking about roughly 25% more Model Ys than Model 3s produced in a factory with a supposedly 20% lower capacity than a Model 3. Shanghai Model Y production was around 14,000 units in July, more than double the previous month's output. so it does mean a little far-fetched, and perhaps we shouldn't get our hopes up too high. However, as you may recall, we were told that rear die casting alone would eliminate 300 robots from the manufacturing process, which is absurd. As a result, the Model Y factory requires less space than the Model 3 factory to produce the same number of units. In other words, the Model 3 Shanghai factory had a capacity of 250,000 units per year at the start, while the Model Y factory had a capacity of 200,000 units. And despite having 20% less capacity, 1,000 Model Ys produce 25% more than 800 Model 3s. Is this an indication of how much more efficient Model Y manufacturing is than Model 3 manufacturing? In case you were wondering, the Model Y produces 56% more output per alleged capacity or possibly floor space than the Model 3. Yes, they're using gigapresses for some of this. Consider how far the new Berlin and Texas plants will have come with front and rear die casts, as well as when they will have reached 4680 structural battery packs. This, we believe, will once again significantly reduce floor space. Berlin's groundbreaking new paint process is also featured, and anything else we're not aware of right now. These new factories are massive, but if Tesla can increase output per square foot by that much, size doesn't matter. Because of its multi-storied nature, we are beginning to believe Berlin should have a capacity of 2 million people, whereas Texas should have a capacity of 4 million. If this is the case, it would be 7 times Tesla's current capacity, although the cars produced by these new factories would have much higher profit margins. In any case, if Model Y Shanghai is producing it at this rate, it'll likely increase my year-end delivery estimates from around 900,000 to over 950,000. However, how is such a rapid ramp-up possible? To begin with, Phase 2 in Shanghai has been completed, and its implementation may have increased production. Reportedly, there was even a 4-day factory shutdown in the process of transitioning processes. Tesla has also recently launched the Model Y standard range in China. They were also able to launch them while maintaining a sufficient range using CAT-L's LIFP batteries. We believe that not only are these batteries far more abundant than sourcing more LG Energy 2170 batteries for Tesla, but they're also significantly cheaper due to the use of iron cathodes rather than nickel and cobalt. Not only that, but the standard range is only rear-wheel drive rather than four-wheel drive, requiring fewer components, such as fewer drivetrains, which we heard was also causing shortages and limiting production. Because these are made in China models with LFP batteries, profit margins will be even higher. We're not sure if Fremont will have the same advantage. For the reasons stated, we believe it'll only apply to the Model Y in Shanghai. With fewer components needed, fewer battery constraints, and Phase 2 in place, Tesla should be able to ramp up Model Y production even further. However, 1,000 per day is a significant amount, especially when compared to the previous month. My prediction was that the Model Y factory would produce 250,000 units per year by the end of 2021, but at 1,000 units per day, we're already at 360,000 units per year after only 6 months. Of course, this doesn't take into account downtime, but it suffices for illustration purposes. What if Tesla reaches capacity in Berlin next year as well? We're curious how much Tesla is sandbagging, and it's easy to plug different numbers into any Tesla forecast and generate massive profits. Furthermore, stock prices are out of control. However, if Tesla's stock price doubles by 2025, we'll all be doing pretty well. And that's all we've got today. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe to our Tesla Vibes channel for more exciting content and breaking news. We hope to see you at the next one.